Hey, Michael here again from Impact, Wisconsin. Right now, I want to talk to you a little bit about stigma and ending stigma in addiction recovery. And one of the ways that Impact Wisconsin is dedicated to this is by not just simply focusing on recovery, but focusing on resiliency, which potentiates recovery. So, most of us know the stigmas, a lot of the terms that we use drunk, alcoholic, brown bagger, boiled owl, whatever you want to throw at it. There's tons of different negative associations that come along with being someone that is in recovery. So, part of our focus on the resiliency piece is to say, listen, these are all names that you might have been called, or these might even be names that you call yourself. And a lot of our 12-step meetings will identify, hi, my name is Michael, I'm an addict, alcoholic. And part of being a peer support specialist is to help your client, help your peer to embrace some different language. They are not an addiction, so their name might be Michael, and they might suffer from the substance use disorder, but they are not addiction. They are not addict. They are not alcoholic. They're a person with an addiction. They are a person who is suffering from substance abuse disorder. So there are many ways that we can go about this, but I would say that the biggest way that we can affect change, not just in our community, but the community in general, is to change language. Language is super important. The etymology of words is super important, and the way that we talk about ourselves is super important. And so when we start talking about ourselves as peers, as someone who is in recovery, but we're just a person. I mean, my name is Michael. I'm a dad. I'm a husband. I am a pastor. I am a executive director. I am a trainer. I am a so these are all these things that might be part of my identity, but my identity is not found in those things. My identity is found in the innermost person of myself. So I am a human being who happens to be a dad, who happens to be a husband, who happens to be a pastor, who happens to also suffer from substance abuse disorder. So, anything that we can do to help our clients change the language that they use about themselves, and then correcting people in public is not necessarily a terrible idea either. Now, I'm not saying go out to the corner and carry a cross and bring your bullhorn with you and make this a personal crusade, but just in conversation with people when they say, well, what's it like to be an addict? Well, it's a lot like a lot of things. Suffering from an illness is tough. There are high points and low points, but that's part of being in recovery. And what I'm doing to help myself is to become a more resilient person. And I'm also helping support other peers to become more resilient as a person, to avoid relapse, to avoid falling back into those old behaviors, those old thought patterns that led us to where we ended up. So, a big part of stigma is how we talk about it. And a big part of stigma is being assertive and being obvious with other people and explaining to them why a person is not their addiction. A person is a person who suffers from a disease. So that's all I have for us right now on ending stigma in the peer support specialist role. If you have any questions for me, feel free to email me at michael@impactwi.org. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.